Hi everyone, welcome back to Mobility Mondays. This is episode 5 where we're going to go through a lower body mobilization which is absolutely fantastic for the inside legs, the adductors, glutes, hamstrings, full works, okay? So watch me through this one. It's a personal favorite of mine, and when we're on the KO8 certifications, this is something that everyone loves to stay in for a long time just before we hit the break because it feels so good, but the balance of good comes pain as well. So you're going to have a little bit of a pleasure pain battle as you go through this exercise. So for that reason, take it slow, be patient, and just work your way through the exercise until you get the results that you want. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make sure that we have our KO8 set up from a low anchor point. So I've just gone around this dumbbell rack here because the setup position for this is I'm going to have my head right next to the anchor point, and I'm going to be in this position lying down on my back. So in order to get started, I'm going to make sure I've got full resistance, so that's 3 blacks and 1 red, and it's important to have full resistance with this one because you really want to have a good level of tension as we get into this start. So the first thing we're going to do is get our foot through the foot cradle as I'm doing right now. And we're just going to start by opening and closing the knee joint. We're just going to drop a little bend in the knee. This will bring the tension off the hamstring. As we push that knee forward and straighten the leg, we should start to feel a really, really intense stretch through that hamstring. Now, this is something that you might have seen. You see it with yoga, with the stretching straps. They're rigid, of course, so this has got that bounce in it because of the rubber bands, which is a lot better because you can start to work through that level of tension as you need it. So again, we're just going to do 4 or 5 straightening of the leg and just bringing that hamstring into a deep stretch as you move in and out of that movement. Once you feel like you need to switch, go to the other side and repeat the same thing. Now what we're going to do from the next part of it is, after we've warmed up the hamstring, we're going to open out the leg and bring it across the body. So again, take your time on this part. We're going to try our best to increase the range and almost reach the floor if possible, but do not force it. I'm going to demonstrate now. So first of all, if you feel like you're too close to the anchor point, there'll be slack on the bands. So you need to shuffle away far enough so that you've got that stretch. As soon as you go into that straight leg, you must feel the hamstring working through that. Okay, so we're applying pressure through the bottom of the foot, heading in the direction away from the anchor point. And now from here, all we're going to do is we're going to lower the ankle towards the ground. So the outside of the foot, we're going to try our best to go as low as possible. Now this is going to bring a stretch into this front hip flexor, especially if you're tight here. We covered a little bit of hip flexor stuff in previous weeks. Now what might happen here is, especially if you're working on a smooth surface, your foot might begin to slide. So this is why I've placed a dumbbell here, because if that ankle does slide across the floor, you've got something to stop, okay? Once we've done that, go to as far as you can and then come back to center. Bend the knee, have a little break. Then let's go back in. This time we're going to go in the opposite direction. But what we don't want to do here is we don't want to just throw the leg over the body because we don't want to cause too much rotation in the lumbar, okay? So we want to protect that. Those vertebrae are not really designed to rotate. They're more designed for stability. So what we want to do is we want to do this in the safest way possible. So what I'll have you do is open out the leg again, bringing the hamstrings on, and just bring the inside of the palm to the side of the strap. And we're going to come over together. That way, as we rotate, the whole spine is going to rotate together. Once we're here, we're now going to work into that thoracic rotation by taking the hand back in the opposite direction. Follow the wrist with the chin. And again, we're aiming here to bring the fingertips and then working into getting the shoulder to the ground. And as you can see, I'm not quite there yet, but that's okay because we've done the first rep. Now what we'll do, we'll go back to the KO8 handle, pick it up and bring everything back over together into the safe position, bend the knee and relax. So that's how you do 1 rep nice and safe. So what the goal is here is to work forward and backward, right to left on both sides to try and open out through the adductors, gracilis, hamstring. You'll feel that right the way around this section of the leg. And then as we come over to the other side, we're going to get that T-spine rotation. So we'll work the other side now. If you do have something, if you're working at home, this is fine. You can put this underneath the door. Just give yourself something to stop your feet from sliding, or have someone else, a partner, if you've got someone there, to just block that foot from going left and right as you move. So if we go back into the stretch, this time I'm going to go the opposite leg. So again, you're working through the hamstring first of all. After you've done enough of them, arms out to the side, shoulders planted, and we're just going to drop that ankle as far and as slowly as possible to the side. Now, when you feel like you've reached the end range and you feel like you are in pain, this is the pleasure pain balance I was talking about earlier. Once you're there, this can be improved upon just by using the breath work, okay? Just by relaxing the body. So after you've felt that end range and you might even feel like your legs start to shake and tremor, try to calm the body. Inhale through the nose, deep exhale, and just relax all of the muscles in the body and apply a slight bit of pressure with the hand, and you can take the foot down to where you need to be. Again, just to show you that, if your end range is here, your legs wobbling and trembling, just try to relax, calm down, use the breath work, use the hand on the exhale, just apply a little bit of external force from the hand to guide that leg toward the ground. Now again, you might feel like you can do that again and go for another round. Stay here for 10-12 seconds, let the tension release, use the breath, and then guide it to the floor. What you're also trying to be careful of here is avoiding this hip from rotating forward. You're trying to keep that hip planted, keep the glute engaged, and keep this hip towards the floor. Because as this leg goes out, if you're tight, this hip will want to follow. Okay, you're going to keep that nice and planted. So now we're going to come over again, and I'm going to show you how to work a little bit deeper into this side. So again, what we've got to do is we've got to take the ankle with the wrist, rotate the spine all at the same time, nice and safe. Bring it to the ground. Deep breath in. We'll exhale and rotate the other side. And again, if we do have the benefit of having a partner here, you can do the breath work and have them apply the external force on the top of the shoulder, just to try and keep that shoulder planted. We're trying to take the chin in the opposite direction of the foot. And with the breath, inhale. As your lungs expand, your shoulder might leave the floor, but as you exhale, really try to sink to the floor and try and drop that shoulder blade into the ground as much as possible. Again, you'll still be feeling your hamstring throughout that, but you'll be getting a really, really good stretch in that T-spine, mobilizing. And again, just work both sides, and with each rep that you do, with the breath, you'll get closer and closer and closer to that end range and that goal where you want to be, ensuring that you keep everything planted and you don't compromise. Back to center, use the hand, we come over together, nice and safe, rotate the other way, and really open that chest. Always come back to collect the foot, drop the knee, and then you can start to swing forward. So for me now, I didn't really show it that much, I'm a bit more used to it, but if that's your first time, that can be excruciating. So that's why I say don't force it. listen to your body, relax as much as possible, use the calm and breath work to try and guide yourself, use external force as well by applying pressure from your hand, or if you've got a friend or a coach, or if you're the coach and you're working with your client, again, don't force them into areas that can become too painful. So just be patient. That is the key word with this one, patience. But once you've done 4, 5, 6 reps, you spend some time, you wouldn't imagine how good you feel down in those hips. Oh, you feel so loose, feel $1 million, even in the spine. So it's a good portion of the body there, working from the knee right up into the shoulders, that midsection of the body. So you feel nice and loose, ready to go. Use it before your workout, during your workout, or after your workout as a warm down. It's absolutely perfect at any stage of your training. And again, if this is a problem area for you, if you're suffering really tight, we have a load of like the clients, as I say, that have come through the KO8 certification, especially people that are holding a lot of muscle. They struggle to get into that rotation and feel comfortable there. But the stiffest people that you would see, I can get them all the way down to the ground with patience, care and safety, and they come back out and they feel absolutely fantastic. So try this one. Let me know how you get on. If you've got any questions at all with regards to how to do it, how to set up, where you should be feeling it, let us know, drop a comment in, and then we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Join us next week, guys. Thank you.